Hey there, Chanel here from The Heart and Soul with your weekly Oracle card reading for May 30th through June 5th, 2022. It's already June. Make sure you go back and review that month energy forecast for June. It talks a lot about slowing down, and I know we talked about that in the reading last week too, so feels like a month of slowness, but let's see what the cards are for this week. I was drawn to Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer. This is one that I haven't used in a very long time, so it should be interesting to see, even as I shuffled the cards right before, because I always like to give them a really good shuffle before I start. They were already kind of jumping for me, so let's see what the cards have to say. That's card number 1. Oh, we're going to pull all 3 right off the hop. Card number 2 and card number 3. You can see that they were all a little bit like shuffled up. So they were all poking out in different places to choose those cards. So let's see what they actually have to say. Card number 1 is DNA and Karma. Interesting. I'm being shown to read all 3 cards together this week. So I'm going to pull them one at a time and then we'll read them all as a whole. Our card number 2 is Ceremony and Invocation. And card number 3 is Clouds and Shape-Shifting. Interesting. They're telling me right off the hop that this Clouds piece is the one that we were going to speak to first. That the clouds almost seem like they're not moving in the sky. And of course, there are stormy days where they definitely are booking across the sky, but in general, for the most part, the clouds don't look like they're moving very quickly. They look like they are this permanent or static thing that are in the sky, and they're saying it's like floating on a cloud right now, that we just have to sit back, get comfy, and observe, that we can see the surroundings around us, the things that are happening in the bigger picture. This is really not a zoom in moment. This is a zoom out moment. But also to be patient with ourselves and the speed at which we're moving right now. There is this massive, massive slowdown that is happening right now. It feels like everything's been brought to, I want to say a halt, but it hasn't been. It's just moving really slowly. Divine timing is lining up for things right now, and we need to allow that to happen. When we allow things to fall into place, they move with much more ease and grace than when we force them to happen. Yeah, we are in a society that likes to make things happen. We like to have instant gratification, but right now it is so important to really honor time. That we honor the space that needs to happen to let things unfold slowly, one step at a time, doing the soul work, learning the lessons, evolving and growing. That's where this next card here, this ceremony, this invocation comes in. This has 2 parts. One is the invocation piece. We need to be putting it out to the universe what it is that we want. And I talk about this all the time. Where we set our focus, that is where our energy goes. If we are focusing on the negative, that is where the energy goes. That is what is created. If we focus on the positive, then that is what we will put our energy towards. So the universe is asking you to be really clear right now about what it is that you want. And I know that this one, this slowdown, is affecting the way that we're putting things out there. This slowdown is really heaving on our souls. It feels so weighted down and so earthly, and it's not necessarily comfortable. But it is important to stay in the positive, and important to stay in that place of where it is that you really want to go. Now, this, for what was the first card, but now we're going to talk about it last, is very interesting. I don't feel like this is so much about karma as much it is about DNA. Part of what is happening right now is about healing. It is this generational healing that needs to happen. And big picture, we're talking the pandemic, COVID. We're talking about all the Native children in Canada that have been found, their bodies in unmarked graves, and healing from that. In the States, sadly, another school shooting, gun violence. In Europe, we have the war with Russia and the Ukraine. All of this is upheaval that is happening to right the world. We have to have the bad and the good together. There has to have some of these explosions to be able to heal and to grow and to move forward. Although some of it seems like it's never ending, there is this piece that all of these things are starting to create more healing. That's why there is a lot more awareness around LGBTQ. That is why there is a lot more awareness around Black Lives Matter, around the Native community. There is so much that is happening right now to bring healing to us as a community, as a village, as coming together to take care of one another. And it's huge. It's massive. And it really is a heavy energy to be in. It has been a very heavy last few years. Just dealing with the piece of COVID, let alone all the other things that are happening in the world. Mental health, there's another one that we're being more aware of, more inclusive. There is huge generational healing, human healing, planet Earth healing that is happening right now, and that is partly for this slowdown. Some of this has to move forward before other things can implode in a positive way. There has to be this reckoning of awareness, of community, of love, of coming together. There's so many things that we forgot. Once upon a time, if we didn't work as a village, we didn't survive. And we've forgotten how to do that. We have forgotten how to work together to grow. And there is this huge movement that has come back to that. And it's about really embracing that movement, embracing the healing. But on a smaller level, on a more personal level, it's also that is happening within ourselves as well. Healing the generational wounds that have come before us. Breaking the patterns. Moving forward. It's difficult to do, but we have been given this gift in this time to really grow, to really heal so deeply, not only for ourselves, but for those who came before us. The energy of this week is heavy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is heavy this week. It feels very weighted down, but not sad or negative. It just feels like we really have to honor this inward being, this slowness that needs to happen this week. It is important to take care of yourself and to take care of others. Really nourish your body with healthy foods, raw foods, things from the earth, and really spend time with those that fuel your soul and take care of you. That is so, so important in moving through this week and really coming out on the other side. I am going to remind you about that first thing about really, sorry, it was the middle thing, about really focusing your energy to where you want it to go. That is super, super important. And I just want to bring that up again because I want you to be mindful of that as well. When we get stuck in those negative thoughts, what are the tools that you have to pull yourself back out of them? It is a big week. It is a heavy week. So be patient, be kind, be loving with yourself as you move through this week. If you need a little self-care, a little self-love, there's some Yoga Nidra on my social media. Go and check it out, or go to the Quiet Yoga Library. And on Facebook, there's a whole bunch there for some beautiful meditations. In-person Yoga Nidra again on Friday, June 12th from 7 to 8 at Dundas Yoga and Fitness, as well as online. This one will be not online in the Quiet Yoga Library, but it will be in the Divine Map portal. If you are a member, then you have access to it there. Otherwise, you can join me in person for Pay What You Can for being there. Just take some care for yourself. watch out for that newsletter. It'll be out on Wednesday for June 1st with some new opportunities to learn and grow with me, which I'm very excited about, as long as technology is on my side, because it hasn't been for the last month. Thank you, my Mercury retrograde. Yeah, so much happening. I am sending you huge hugs this week, huge energy hugs and kisses, because I think everybody needs them this week. From my heart and soul to yours. Have an amazing week.